Hello everyone. Actually, I'm going to share a good news for you, which is for the students of Kashmir, and that is that we're going to have the first SAT testing center established in Kashmir, and that is going to be the DPS. So DPS will be the first SAT center in Kashmir. Some of you be wondering what really SAT is. It is actually an entrance examination, right? It's an entrance exam like we're having here JEE, we're having here NEET, right? For our bachelor's courses and various other entrance exams for bachelor's degree. In the same way, we're having SAT as an international test. It's an international level test which is used for getting admissions in the universities in US, right? In USA, in Canada, in Australia, and in UK, and even in Malaysia, in few universities in India, few in Pakistan, and various other countries also accept SAT as the standardized score for getting admissions in those universities. So this is the first center which is going to be established in Kashmir. So this is a very good news for you, and I'm gonna get some overview of SAT for you so that it will be very clear for you what really SAT is, what is inside it, when to give it, and what are the benefits of it. So let's go ahead. So SAT, commonly called as Scholastic Aptitude Test, or you can say Scholastic Assessment Test. It's a standardized test which is taken by nearly 2.2 million students worldwide. Okay, yearly. 2.2 million students take this test worldwide in 1 year for getting the admissions in undergrad courses in the countries like USA and Canada and also UK and Australia. And not only this, but different other countries also accept SAT scores. For example, many universities in India have also started to accept the SAT scores for their undergrad courses, and also Malaysia and few other countries have also started taking the SAT as the criteria for getting the bachelor's for getting the admissions in bachelor's courses. Are the benefits of taking the SAT? So firstly, you'll be getting scholarships. Scholarships are the most important thing which an international student wants, because the tuition fees is very high like outside India. So what they want is, if you will get the good score, if you'll get good SAT score, then the chances of getting the scholarships are more. Sometimes even the students can get 100% scholarships. Secondly, you will be able to get the admissions in the IVY League, in the top 8 colleges or universities of US. So if you want to get the admissions there, or you want to get the admission in Harvard or Cambridge or UC Berkeley or MIT, these are very elite colleges. There, for getting the admissions there, SAT is nearly, mandatory. So second thing is, to get the admissions in elite colleges, you have to give the SAT. Thirdly, the admissions officer of different universities, their decision, admission officers decision admission officers decision of whether we have to give the admission to this particular student or not depends mostly on the SAT scores, because it gives them a common platform of understanding which student has performed better in SAT so that it'll be easy for them to understand which student is more ready or more better for getting the admissions in this particular university. But SAT is not the only criteria for getting the admissions. You have to have some other things also. For example, you should have extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities like mountaineering, like being a skiing person, or some head boy in the college, in the school, or some other things in which you are very famous. For example, you have given some national olympiad exams and you have got the gold medal or something, so they help a lot in getting the admission. So first thing is extracurricular activity. Second thing is letter of recommendation. So letter of recommendation is actually the letter which is given by the teacher. Commonly it is given by the teachers with whom you have learned something. So they recommend, actually they write a letter of recommendation that the student has these types of skills and he's able to do better in this field or something. So they try to write good for the student. So this is also one of the criteria for getting the admissions, and my suggestion is that try to get three letters of recommendation from the perhaps from the teachers. But it's not mandatory that you will get it from the teachers. You can get it from other persons also who are having good rankings, good posts available. So try to get three letters of recommendation at least. Number third is statement of purpose. So it's actually an essay, right? So it's an essay which you will write to the university to which you're applying, that why I am a good fit for this university, and what really my passion is, and how can this be beneficial to me as well as the whole humanity, the course which I'm applying for. Fourthly, you have to give the transcripts. So your transcripts matter a lot, and the transcripts of ninth class, 10th, 11th, and maybe you might be in 12th, so your predicted score of 12th or 12th transcripts, all these transcripts are to be taken into consideration while deciding the admission for the student. So the next thing is which website you should use so that you will be able to apply for the SAT, and you will be able to see the practice questions of the SAT. So the official website for the SAT is College Readiness. It's College Readiness, READINESS dot collegeboard.com. So it's collegeboard.com. So you can directly search for College Board and you will be landing on the official website of the SAT. The fees for the Indian students is nearly $117 because there's a regional fees also. So a total of $117 at most will be the fees of applying for the SAT for Indian students. The score range of SAT is from 400 to 1600. So 400 to 1600 is the score range. So the perfect score will be 1600, and you can say the zero score, like you don't have, like you don't get any points. So at least you'll be having 400. So 400 to 1600 is the score range of the SAT. What are the types of SAT? So you might be wondering that we have only heard about SAT, but there are different types of SAT. So one is SAT like general, which is given by everybody, right? And the second one is SAT subject tests. These are extra things. SAT subject test is an extra thing which gives more clear evidence to the admissions officer about the strength of the student in any subject. For example, if a person wants to do majors in mathematics, so there's math subject level 1 and math subject level 2. So there are two types of math subject tests, and in the same way you're having literature, world history, you're having English, you're having, physics, you're having chemistry, you're having many other subject tests also. And SAT General is, it contains only two things. So it contains English and mathematics. English and mathematics. And English is also divided into two parts. It's evidence-based reading and writing. And math is divided into two parts: no calculator section and calculator section. So in which you have, in one part you will use the calculator, and in the other part you will not use the calculator. Next, there is no age limit. So whatever the age is, you can give SAT. But most common, age, which is most common age for SAT has been seen, it is 17 to 19 years. So there's no age limit for the SAT. How many times you can give SAT? So there's also no limit to that. You can give as many times as you want, but the best is that at least 50% of the students who take SAT take it twice. So at least you should also take the SAT twice, and they have seen that the scores are improving when you give the SAT next time. But that is also counted in some universities. So some universities will say you that you give me all the test scores. Like if you have given the SAT 4 times, they will see all the 4 scores. So it's better to do best in 1 or 2 scores. What is the eligibility of the SAT? Who can give SAT? Like, what is the educational qualification? Again, there is no bar. Anybody can give SAT, but it is better if you're in the 11th grade. You should start for, preparing for SAT 11th, 12th starting, or even some students of 10th also give SAT. So it's better to start the preparation from 10th and give one SAT in 11th, and the second one in the 12th spring, like in maybe in Jan or Feb, like that, so that you will be having ample time, you'll be having good time to apply for the universities in the month of September, because that is actually the most important month for applying for the different universities all over the world. How many universities a person should apply? So first of all, you have to shortlist the universities based on your, SAT score, your scholarship needs, your majors, your, degree, what you want to do. So when you will shortlist nearly maybe 50, up to 50 universities, and then out of 50 you will shortlist 10. You will shortlist 10, and you will apply 10 universities at most. At most, you should apply for the 10 universities. So where can you apply for the universities? So it depends. It depends on the university in which you're applying. Maybe they might get the application from Common App. So it's a website where you make one application for many universities, or Apply Texas. So it's one more website in which you will be having all those universities which are in Texas, or UC Berkeley if you want to apply. So you have to apply for UC, and there are different ways in which you have to apply for different universities. Okay, so what is the syllabus for the SAT? Well, it is very easy as compared to IIT, as compared to JEE, as compared to NEET, or as compared to any other tests which are taken by the universities or colleges for undergrad courses in India. SAT is easier, and a person who has done good in in the high school maths, for example, ninth, 10th, and a little bit 11th, he is easily able to get good score in SAT. And as it contains two parts, it is, one part is English and the other part is maths. So English is done better by those persons whose vocabulary is better, like different words, different good English words they know. And mathematics is done by better who's having concepts clear, because now SAT has been changed from 2016. So there's little more inclination towards application part of the questions. So the concepts are more important here now. So maths and English both should be done better. So what is the good score for the SAT? Since you're having 800 score for the English and 800 for mathematics, the best score, what you can say is the good score, can be considered anything about 1200. So out of 1600, if you are getting about 1200, you are considered having a good score. But the average score which a student gets, which has been seen from the last many years, is nearly 1060 out of 1600. And the perfect score is 1600. So always a person should try to get 1600, but if not 1600, and if he wants to get the best elite colleges, then at least he should have more than 1500. So more than 1500 will land you to good, scholarships and good colleges. And at least if you're having 1400 plus, still you will be having better options or better chances of getting good colleges and scholarships also. And about 1200 you'll be having good universities in general, but the top elite ones will be only possible if you're having about 1400. Now let us move to the format of SAT. What really the questions, how many questions are there and what's the time. So in the format you'll be having maths portion and you'll be having English portion, right? And in case of maths, you'll be having one portion that is you don't have to use the calculator. So you're having no calculator section and you're having calculator section. In case of English, you'll be having evidence-based reading and evidence-based writing, and you'll be having also optional essay. It's optional for you. If you want to give the essay, then you can. If you don't want to give, then you can leave it. Reading section contains 52 multiple choice questions. So 52 questions, and the time is 65 minutes. And it is based on 5 passages. So you'll be given 5 passages and you have 52 multiple choice questions in 65 minutes. In case of evidence-based writing, you'll be having a total of 44 multiple choice questions, and the time is you'll be having 44 MCQs, multiple choice questions, and you'll be having the time of 35 minutes, right? And that is based on 4 passages only. So you'll be having 4 passages here. For maths, you're having a total of 58 questions, a total of 58 questions for 80 minutes. So you have to solve 58 questions in 80 minutes, in which no calculator section is having 15 multiple choice, okay, 15 MCQs and 5 grid in questions. So you have to, these are called student produced response. So you have to get the answer, you have to just grid in. So 15 multiple choice questions, 5 grid in questions, so a total of 20. And in case of calculator section, you're having 30 multiple choice. In case of calculator section, so you'll be having 8 grid in questions and 30 multiple choice questions in the calculator portion. And the last one, which is optional, is essay. So you have the option of giving the essay. So few universities take essay into consideration, and few don't take it. It's better to give it because you're ready for that, so it's better to give it. So in essay, you'll be given a time of 50 minutes, and there'll be some heading in which you have to write what the author tries to want. So we will go that into detail afterwards, but these are the 3 types of things which will be, this is the format of the SAT exam which will come in the which will come in front of you. Moreover, you don't have any negative marking. So negative marking is all gone. It was before 2016, but after 2016 there's no negative marking for any wrong answer. So try every question. Educated guess for every for all of the questions which you're not sure about. So you don't have to leave any question blank. And since you're applying for the international universities, so there's always, an exam which you have to give, whatever the reason. But if you want to go out of India and you want to go to US or Canada, they will not accept any student if he has not given IELTS or TOEFL. Or nowadays there's one more test for this thing, and that's PTE, vocabulary English. Like, are you able to speak English? Are you able to listen English? Are you able to, write English, read English? So this is all based on this, and that is the last thing which you have to do, IELTS exam. But before that, for preparation of the SAT, we don't have to go in the last hour. We don't have to go in the 12th and then we have to start SAT. But it's better to start from 10th standard. And I prefer the students should do the basics of the SAT, from 9th standard only. So they will get a great edge from other students. So 9th, 10th, 11th. In 11th, one test should be given, and in 12th another test should be given. So it becomes, the score will also increase, and it will be having high probability that the scores will be more than 1400 or 1500, so that a person will get the scholarship as well as the admission in the great universities, which after completion of the bachelor's degree in those universities, in those good universities, there'll be a package, which is unimaginable here. So for example, the students of MIT or Stanford or California University, they get the average packages of nearly $150,000 per year. So this is a lot. So this is one of the best things to do. So it's better to do the bachelor's degree outside India and focus on US, for if not US then Canada, and UK and Australia. These are all great places to do this thing. At last, if you're interested in getting the tuition, getting the coaching of the SAT maths portion, maybe I'll start for the English also, but this time, from last nearly 6.5 years, I have been teaching SAT maths to the students of US and Canada, so that they give the SAT there. And I have got the students. I'm having some students who are having the perfect score in SAT. So it's better to start the tuition or the coaching. And if you're interested with me, then you can contact me, and we can have the sessions online for that. And I'll also give you the links for the books, or for the links which are helpful for SAT preparation. So we'll stop for today, and best of luck for your SAT in Kashmir.